So today's Tuesday or Wednesday, and I quit working last Thursday to go over to the BBI Bakerman break. And so I come in here today to go to work, and I notice this little red light's on. It means my PEP kit has been on since last week. Now everybody asks me why I don't use a wall wart. They don't work out too well. Hook up a power supply that feeds this thing instead of using a battery. Well, I like to use these Energizer lithiums. Tendency to last a little bit longer. Doing what I do here on this workbench, RF gets into the meter and will cause it to read falsely. And if I had wires coming out of the side of the meter in any way, shape, or form, somebody there in internet land is going to call foul. This is getting expensive. I did this the week before last, and I did a week before that too. All right, well, give me a minute. And see, nothing's hooked up to this. If I had something hooked up to that, like a wire of any kind, somebody would say, oh, he's using that to turn his peak power up and down or some BS. That's not how any of this works. Thank you very much. This one piece of mini coax here comes off of the line coupler over here. It's the only wire I let go anywhere near these things, because everybody knows what it is. All right, well, give me a minute. Let's change out my peak kit battery. Yay, peak kit battery. I'll be right back. As you guys can clearly see, what is today? All right, the 7th. 6-7-23. Let's see how long this one makes it. You tell by looking at when I bought this 10 years ago, back in 2013. I changed the battery 3 times. And then I must have left the battery on because I made it from the 6th to the 18th. Then it made it from 4:15 to 7:15. This is every time I've ever put a battery in this. So sometimes it'll go a year, and then if I get really busy, you'll see I'll make it about 3 months, 4 months, another 3 months. Let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 8 months, 6 months, a month, lithium, 10, 28, 22 to 4. So it's pretty good space. And then from here, so I did it about a month ago. I swear, sometimes I can't even get out of my own way to help myself. I swear. A guy called me the other day, and he says to me, he goes, man, I don't know what's happening, but today my power is slowly falling off. I said, okay. So what's it showing you when you got the peak kit off? And let's say 500 watts. And I said, okay, so then what does it normally show you? Oh, 1,000 watts peak. I said, so when you turn the peak kit on, what's it run up to? And he goes, about 700 watts. I said, bro, when was the last time you changed your peak kit battery? And he goes, oh, hey man, it was good talking to you. I said, yeah, it's been a minute, hadn't it? And he goes, about 6 months. Uh-huh. Yeah. All right, let's get on with the video. this late in the week and the phone will not stop ringing. Whew. Mondays are usually the worst. Anyhow, gentlemen, we're here to look at this Dave made. Dave made. AM, and then this is power on, sideband. And apparently it's been modified, so red means amp on, blue means sideband. This was sent up to here by my friend Zane from Big Rig Radio out of Phoenix, Arizona. For what, I don't know, but it's not completed. These coax leads aren't hooked up. The fan kit is done. It's been upgraded on the fan a little bit. I don't know if this is going to move enough air or if it's just there to look pretty. Some of these fans with the LED ring in it, they just don't move enough air. They just don't, so. This Anderson clip's got to go. This is way too small. It's a 50 amp Anderson clip. Means I got to change it over. These here, you guys might have watched my video that I did here not too long ago. I was testing these for one of my RC buddies. This is his QS8 in version 2. And we put about 1,000 amps through this in a burst. And how we're able to do that is because of all the surface area of the pins. I was thinking that we might be able to convert the radio world over to using these instead of the 3-pin plug or some of the high-powered radios using 2 of these plugs. I don't know. Kind of showed these to several people, and it was just kind of met with a maybe response. Instead of, oh my God, this bad. It was a maybe response. So we'll go ahead, we'll put a 175 amp plug on this because this is a 100 amp unit on sideband. It does have his bias mods on the inside. All the caps look right. There's no capacitor on the pass-through tune, so we'll take a look at that. But for right now, I want to hook this up. I want to put the right size plug on it, and let's test it. The solder work in here is impeccable. It's very clean. It's got the upgraded caps on the output transformers, all that kind of stuff. So let's start with the basics. Let's get the power wires done and get this hooked up, and we'll see what the pass-through tune is. Okay, so we got everything hooked back up. Amp is off. Let's go over here and look at our watt meters. It's just 1,000 watt in peak, 1,000 in average, 5 watt. 5 watt in reverse back from the 10,000 watt dummy load. Run on 14 volts, specifically 14.8. Here's us talking through the box. Hello, 1, 2. Here's our pass-through reflect, which is pretty good. Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's not too bad. Not the greatest in the world. Here, let me add a cap to this. Let me scoot the camera over here. Hold on a second. Okay. Cap added. Let's go back up here. Boop. Let's look at this. Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Much better. The reason I have to use that cap is because when I go over to the striker, the meter on the striker is going to show us crazy numbers. It'll have like a 1/8 of watt of reflect, and it'll show on the striker front of the striker like a 4 or 5 for some reason. Okay, so checked all the bias circuits. We're putting about 20 watts worth of drive in this thing, right? Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2. So let's make it 500 watts. Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here's our input tune. Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2. That looks pretty good, but I know when I get over to the striker, I'm gonna have to work on it a little bit. Probably gonna have to change the output tune just a little bit too. So we'll see. Let's get out the Derail 955 striker here. Turn this on, turn that off. Okay. Let's turn the amp off. Let's go over here. Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's go look at our input our pass-through tune. Hello, 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's perfect. So now with our 110 115 watts of drive, hello 1 2. Look at that, I don't have to do anything. Hello 1 2. Hello 1 2 1 2 1 2. Let's look at this up here. And lock the camera down. Change the angle a little bit. Slide you up. There we go. Now I can see both meters. Hello 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Hello 1 2. So it's 850 to 900 watts. I wouldn't say that's horribly bad. Got a 1/4 watt worth of reflect, 2 bars on the input. Hello 1 2 1 2. All right. So let's jump over to sideband. Hello 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Needs a longer delay capacitor on it. Hello 1 2 1 2. Hello 1 2. Hello 1 2. It's working just the way it should. I mean, honest, legit, it's working just the way it should. The only problem is the relay is clicking a little bit too much. So let's add a different delay capacitor. Okay, so the delay capacitor has been added. We brought the volts up to about 15 on the nose. Cool, that's working. Now some of these fans, not all fans work in a high RF environment, by the way. There are some fans that run in a computer environment and they'll run all freaking day. But you put them next to a 800,000 watt amplifier and it blows the guts out of them. So let's see what happens. Either it's gonna live or it's gonna die, and we're gonna find out as soon as we key it up. So here we go, ready? 1 2 3. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Fan lived, and it works. So let's zip back over here to the watt meter. Hello, 1 2 1 2 1 2. 900 watts, just the way it should work. Well, gentlemen, that's it. I'm gonna call this one a win. I think we're gonna ask 800 for this. 800 plus the ride. The ride's gonna be about 25-30 bucks if I put it in the right size container. The right enclosure, I do feel. I got one thing I gotta do here. These new stickers. I got my last batch of stickers here and they came with the cutout relief all the way around them. This thing. A pain in the ass. Anywho, we'll throw this on here. Little 4-pill high drive. Ready to go. So if you're interested, give me a call. Shoot me a text. You guys know the drill. This is how we do it here in the 208. Gentlemen, big shout out to all my Patreon supporters, by the way. Without them, I would not be here with you right now. I just would not. Because YouTube's horrible. They don't pay for anything anymore. They really don't. The Patreons are the ones that allow this channel to continue forward. Big shout out to Penta, Excess Power, Siglet, McNahan, Bird, Coaxial Dynamics. And thanks to all of you guys that tune in and watch. All right, gentlemen, on to the next thing. I've got a ton of stuff I got to get onto this month, and everybody hold on. We're going to start doing RO repairs like they're free. I appreciate you. We'll see ya. Click, click.